So, as you know, when you combine Mint Mentos and Diet Coke, they explode. All right, huge explosion. You can take a look at the video linked to this lab report. The question is, though, why does this happen? In this lab, you are going to make a hypothesis as to what specifically causes or what triggers that explosion when you combine Mint Mentos and Diet Coke. So, your first assignment is to come up with a testable hypothesis. Okay, remember, a good hypothesis must be testable. In this case, we are further constricting testable to meaning what it is that Mr. Gucci can afford to buy at the local giant. So you are going to come up with a hypothesis. You're going to come up with an experiment, a brief experiment to test your hypothesis, and you are going to hypothesize if you are correct, what would you expect to see? And if your hypothesis is incorrect, what would you expect to see? So I understand this can be a little bit tricky for you. So what I've done is I am going to make up some basic hypotheses to explain what causes the explosion. If you want to use any of these yourself, you're totally welcome to. Alternatively, you can come up with your own hypothesis. Remember, key, the hypotheses must be testable with the equipment available to your average dude going down to the giant looking to spend no more than $50 on soda and candy. Okay, so here's an example hypothesis. Right, hypothesis: the Mentos candy are what is triggering. Oh, I'm gonna spell triggering the explosion. All right, so in this hypothesis, we are saying that it is in fact the mint are the it is in fact the Mentos that are causing the explosion. And so we want to come up with an experiment that would test whether it was in fact the Mentos causing that explosion. So here's one. Maybe add mint to Diet Coke. All right. And it should not explode. All right, so there we go. So your hypothesis is that it is the Mentos candy that is causing the explosion. And so if we switch out the mint Mentos with mint gum and test it, it should not explode. All right, if your hypothesis is correct, it will not explode. And if your hypothesis is wrong, it will explode. Okay, there you go. So let's think of another hypothesis. All right, hypothesis. All right, the diet soda is what triggers the explosion. All right, and so a experiment you could run is combine mint Mentos with regular Coke. All right, if there is an explosion, then the diet aspect of the soda does not matter. Okay, so see what we're doing here? Basically, what we're doing is we're taking this statement about mint Mentos and Diet Coke, and we are changing like one of these variables to test and see. Now, you can also make some other test ideas. I've had a lot of creative ideas here, okay? Someone said hypothesis. It is the coating of the Mentos that causes the explosion. All right, so it is the coating. Remove the coating. That's here, explosion. So the experiment would be remove the coating of the Mentos by soaking in water and then dropping in Diet Coke. All right. coating of the mint Mentos. See, so these are all just ideas for things that you can test. All right. If you're looking for a simple test, switch up one of these variables. Is it the mintiness? Then maybe we switch it up with fruit Mentos. Is it the Mentos causing the explosion? Then maybe switch it up with mint candy. Is it diet? You think that's causing it? Then maybe switch to regular Coke. Do you think that it's the Coke that causes it? Then maybe switch to another diet beverage like diet ginger ale or diet root beer. All right. You can come up with any experiment you want, provided that it won't cost me a lot of money and that I can basically just go buy some soda and candy. Now, something that you should avoid is this. The following is a bad hypothesis. All right. And just to make sure we know, I'm putting it in red. All right. No, brighter red. All right. Hypothesis. The mintiness is causing the explosion. So, experiment. We will drop fruity gummy bears into the soda instead. All right, now here's the problem. Let's say your hypothesis, the mintiness is causing the explosion. So we drop fruity gummy bears in the soda instead. Well, listen, the problem here is that you've changed the mintiness for fruitiness, but you've also changed the Mentos for gummy bears. And so what'll happen here is if this does not explode, if this does not explode, is it because it's fruity or because it's gummy bears? All right, so this is something to keep in mind. When you do an experiment, you only want to change one variable at a time. So change the mint or the Mentos or the diet or the Coke, or change the carbonation, have Diet Coke, but it's flat. All right. Or it's mint Mentos, but the coating is removed. Only change one thing so that if your results change, you know what caused it. All right. So there we go. So that is your assignment. All right. Your homework for Thursday is to have these first 4 questions done on your lab. And actually, I said Thursday, have it done by Wednesday morning because I am going to go shopping for these items on Wednesday. And if I don't have this, I won't know what to buy. All right. So I'm going to go to the store Wednesday afternoon and just buy all the materials that you tell me based on the tests you want to do so we can blow stuff up. All right. Thank you guys. Good luck.